it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. I'm finally going to be showing you guys my draw this in your style processes, and I'm kicking it off with using my Parku markers once again. I did a review on these a little while back. I will link that video, and I'm specifically going to be using this group of 4 markers, which I did not use, if memory serves me, in the original piece that I did the review with. Since I had the colors, I only picked out the possible clothing items and such. They are an androgynous character who has a miscellaneous punk hairstyle, a hoodie, harem pants, 6-inch death metal boots, and a rat friend and glasses. The full body outfit that I possibly could have picked, or possibly could have drawn them in, was an 1860s bell gown. I figured that didn't make a whole lot of sense. If anybody out there is attempting these random character selection challenges, which I heartily suggest, I find that it really stretches the horizon of the characters I make. Oh, I think also they were supposed to have a book with them. Did I say a rat friend earlier? Sorry if I misspoke. So the character that I ended up creating for this Draw This In Your Style challenge, their name is Sawyer, and I decided that I wanted to give them the book that I'd originally chosen, but I was also kind of hoping for a rat friend. I really enjoy drawing rats after, I believe it was day 24 of this past Inktober, so I've just been kind of looking for reasons to draw them, and I figured that it would be kind of cute if Sawyer went out to the park with all of their animal friends, and this was just kind of like their time to sit in the shade. This Draw This In Your Style challenge and the 2 that are following it are actually in order to celebrate a whole bunch of subscriber and follower milestones. So hopping back a bit, right before Inktober began, I had just hit 500 subscribers over on, well, that was a little bit before Inktober. I'd say middle of September. I had just hit 500 subscribers over on my Instagram. And I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna do a Draw This In Your Style challenge, because I did that with my 300, and that was really cool. It was, I absolutely love Draw This In Your Style challenges. It's so interesting to see other people's interpretations on your work and being able to see your character in different styles. So I hit 500, and then Inktober prep started really hitting me, and I'm like, okay, I can't do the Draw This In Your Style yet. I'm gonna wait. And then in the process of moving up to and through Inktober, I hit 600, 700, 800, and 1,000. I'm doing a different celebration for 1,000 over on my Instagram, but I've officially passed 1,000 and I don't know what life is anymore. And then on here, in the lead up towards Inktober, so before Inktober, I was at, I want to say, like, maybe 175, and that was more than I ever thought that I'd actually be able to obtain. And post Inktober right now, we're sitting at, well, double checking it now because I'm recording this very late at night on the, I believe it's the 17th. Yes. Oh, 428. Okay, cool. I did not see that happen last I checked, like, this morning. It was 425. I just want to say thank you guys so much. I say this every time I mention why I started YouTube. I started it to make a documentation for myself. If, God forbid, anything happens to any of my art, I want to have a record that it happened. I want to document to make myself better and to kind of hold me accountable. Because when I just kind of forge ahead into things, I don't look back, and YouTube has actually kind of helped me. Having to watch yourself make mistakes makes you kind of internalize what the mistake was, which I'll say one mistake in this piece, I think, was some of the color choices. So I did mix together the Parku markers with Copics because I wanted to have a little bit more range. Every time I look at this piece when I'm in the process of doing it, I think that it was a mistake to do this bright orange for the skin, but every time I'm faced with a yellow being my lightest color in a group, I'm like, I don't want to draw a Simpsons character. I'm not going to make the skin tone yellow. And this has ruined another piece that I was recently working on, and I think I just need to get over it and if I pick yellow, use yellow as a skin tone. It turned out good in the end, but every time I'm going through the process, I think, should I have switched it? What's your guys' thoughts on that? One thing I will say about the parkour markers. Okay, two things I'll say about the parkour markers. I lied there for a second. Number one, I'm still getting splatter from them. I have, since the review video, stored them horizontally, so I don't know exactly if it's a problem with me or what it is, but I have no idea. Second point about them, they layer so beautifully. In the hair where I do the yellow shadowing, it just goes to such a nice tone. I actually had to bring in some Copic markers to decrease how sharp the contrast is between the first layer of the parkour markers and the second. But, God, where was I? Yes, I never thought that, back to follower counts and everything, that I know I shouldn't be so focused on it, but it both worries me and excites me at the same time. At the start of making my YouTube channel, I was just kind of like talking to myself in the mirror, but now I'm speaking to an audience, and I'm nervous, obviously, because, I mean, who wouldn't be nervous if they got in front of a crowd of 420 people, some of whom may not be paying attention, aka the people who don't get notifications whenever I post things. But I'm very glad that you guys are along on this journey with me, and don't be afraid to just say hey. I'm usually the person who's afraid to say hey, so I know what you're coming from, but I don't bite. If you guys enjoy my content, it would be really helpful if you guys did turn on post notifications and everything, even though they may or may not work half the time. I've talked all the way through the coloring of this piece about follower counts, and I apologize. Honestly, this piece was kind of run-of-the-mill. I'm so used to working in markers at this point, it's just kind of unremarkable. But you actually do make a lot of marks. So, during this piece, I had a lot of trouble nailing down what colors would exactly go with what. In the original parkour set, just picking out the original kind of adobe orange and mustard yellow and teal and gray, that one was a difficult choice. I almost took this piece in a different sense, but I was looking through my Instagram feed, and this one particular artist I follow, I love their art to death. They tend to stick in this color range, and I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. I tend to not reach for orange very often, and I tend not to put teal with orange, but I decided that it was about high time that I give it a try. And I went back and forth on whether or not the extent of this background was or was not enough. I still fear that it wasn't enough. I think the best thing that I did to this piece... Oh god, I just realized the eyes are kind of not the same. Whew. But, okay. The best thing that I did for this piece was taking this colored pencil and shading in the glasses. Usually I try to be a little bit more conscientious about glasses and use a lighter shade marker, but I just didn't for whatever reason, and I don't always have a white colored pencil around, and that kind of really saved me. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me work on this piece, but as I promised in my original pledge for these Draw This in Your Style challenges, I'm going to be sharing your guys' work at the end of this piece. So all of these pieces that follow are artists who have taken a stab at this Draw This in Your Style, and I'm going to link everybody down in the descriptions below. I hope you guys check out all of them. All of the people who have attempted this are absolutely amazing, and I thank you so much. If you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. Thanks, and enjoy these fellow artists.